Hey Final Fam, I'm back. So I will be exploring a movie in the archives from the 2000s, and this is one of the movies that I could rewatch a trillion times. Honestly, if I was ever trapped on a desert island, I would rewatch this movie. It's a horror dark comedy called Jennifer's Body. Now, I'm sure you've had one of those scary movies that you could rewatch, and I would love for you to leave those in the comments below and let me know which movies that's your favorite that you could rewatch. So today I'm going to be exploring Jennifer's Body. It's going to be a dissection and analysis. So if you've never seen Jennifer's Body, this is your cue to stop right now and move along because there's going to be tons of spoilers. Jennifer's Body was directed by Karyn Kusama. She is famous for films like The Invitation, and not the one with the vampires, but another one where people get invited to a party and all hell breaks loose. Also Aeon Flux, Destroyer, and Yellow Jackets. Now, I love Karyn's work because it's quite different and it explores characters a little deeper, and it gives an underlining of how these characters interact with others on a psychological scale. Now, Jennifer's Body had a pretty good cast. Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried, Adam Brody, Kyle Gallner, J.K. Simmons, and Chris Pratt looked like he was making his debut in this film because I hadn't seen him in anything prior to this movie. Now, I really enjoyed Jennifer's Body. It is a dark horror comedy, so there's some funny moments and there's some gross, gag me, gory moments, but I really enjoyed this film, and it's something that I could rewatch several times over if I'm bored. So this film, Jennifer's Body, is from 2009. Now, Jennifer's Body takes place in a high school. Megan Fox's character Jennifer, Amanda Seyfried's character Needy, and their friend Chip, who's played by Johnny Simmons. Basically, they're all friends and they go to the same school. Now, as you explore the movie further, you see the relationship and dynamic between Needy and Jennifer. Now, Jennifer is this popular, gorgeous girl. She's a cheerleader, and Needy's like her nerdy best friend. And you're looking closely at the dynamic between the two of them, like how did these two make, how did they have this pairing? But they've been best friends ever since they were little. But as you see the movie progressing, you see that Needy is exactly her name, Needy. She needs Jennifer around. She needs that coddling. She needs to be seen. So she's more visible when Jennifer, of course, is around. So Jennifer invites Needy to attend a concert, which Needy really didn't want to do in the first place. But Jennifer really wanted to see this indie band playing in the Devil's Kettle. And the area is famous for this waterfall that also has this sinkhole. So local people or local townspeople have been throwing things down the sinkhole. Researchers have came out. However, when they put things down there, they don't know where it ends up. So it's one of the mysteries of the town. So they go to this remote area. The band is playing at this bar. The band is called Low Shoulder, and they're this indie band, and they're setting up, and Jennifer's like so into the band. She seems like this groupie, and she really wants to get to know the band. She has this thing for older guys, of course, typical teenage girl, angst and so on. So she basically talks to them, and they're like, hey, let's get together after this set. So she's all, she's down for that. She wants to hang out with these guys, which they look kind of sketchy anyway. So as they're playing their song, the background starts to catch on fire, and they're still playing, and they're seeing the chaos that this is causing. And Needy has a connection with them, like she sees what's happening, and she sees it as kind of strange how they're reacting to the fire breaking out in the bar. So people are killed. Some people made it out alive. Needy actually made it out, and so did Jennifer. Needy swung into action and saved her best friend. So when they get outside to get air, Jennifer's kind of distraught and in shock. And the band comes over and they're like, hey, Jennifer, come hang out with us. So Needy's like, what are you doing? You don't know these people. Jennifer, unlike her character, well, at least what Needy's thinking, gets into the van with these strange guys, this band, and she drives off. As always, if you enjoy videos like this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so this video can get out to others. Thank you so much for your support. So Needy's basically left confused, wondering why Jennifer would go with these strange men. So once they exit, Needy makes her way home, and when she gets home, she's trying to, unwind and relax from the crazy night that she had because she almost died in this fire. Meanwhile, Jennifer's riding around with this van Low Shoulder. The guys look really sketchy. They're in a van, okay? And she's a high school, teenage girl, and she's riding out with these people that she doesn't know. So they bring her to the Devil's Kettle, this waterfall with the sinkhole, and they want to do this ritual on her. And it's just bizarre because it's like, okay, they're a band, and she trusted them, and they put her on this makeshift altar made of wood and leaves and stuff, and they're trying to sacrifice her because the main goal for the group is to become these superstars. That's what they want. So they sold their souls to the devil in order to do this, and in order to secure that popularity, that fame that they want, they would have to sacrifice Jennifer. So Jennifer is in a pretty bad situation. She's laying there, they have a dagger, they're stabbing her, and then they're reciting the words to sell their souls so they can gain this popularity. And meanwhile, she's screaming, she's super terrified, and they take her, they unalive her. Needy, later on, she's at home and Jennifer is all bloodied up. She strolls into Needy's house and she digs in her refrigerator. I think this scene really sticks with me. This is one of my favorite scenes because they showed the actual demon that took over Jennifer's body, hence the title of the movie. So it looks like Jennifer, but it's not fully Jennifer. So she opens her fridge and she tears apart this rotisserie chicken and she's just eating it, and Needy's like, "Are you okay?" She's seeing her friend looking dirty and bloody and she's like, "What happened to you?" Of course she's concerned. Jennifer's not talking. She's going in on this rotisserie chicken, and she then vomits, and it's like black oozy prickly stuff. Like, it looks insane. Like, to me, when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of Venom. And for back then, for a 2009-ish movie, that was pretty decent CGI. So you saw it like prickly. It looked like it had a life of its own. And it was vomit, but it was like some type of demon blood, I'm assuming. So, Needy is asking her friend, is she okay? And then Jennifer just disconnects her jaw and opens her mouth, and she looked full on demon. I mean, rows of teeth. I mean, creepy. So Needy's just taken aback, like, what am I witnessing right now? And, she's contemplating what happened to her friend. She's very concerned because this thing she saw was not her friend. And Needy's trying to rationalize this whole thing that she saw. Meanwhile, Jennifer walks out. She kind of intimidates her, like gets up in her face, but walks out, doesn't hurt her. And poor Needy is left to clean up this bloody, oozy mess that's all over her kitchen floor. And she cleans it up. And she's crying while she's doing it. And just imagine the shock of that for your best friend to come in. You see them change forms like demony and they vomit everywhere. And then you're left to clean up the mess. So, and technically that's how their relationship works. Jennifer is kind of a prickly pear. Like, she seems sweet, but she has these moods to where she's like rude and sour, and she does things that are not indicative of a good and healthy friendship. She's kind of toxic if you look at her character. She uses Needy as a object, and you can tell within their friendship because they used to play house together and they both played mom and dad. So you could tell that she was experimenting sexually with Needy, and Needy has so much to give. She has so much love to give, and she has all this admiration for Jennifer. So she's giving so much of herself to Jennifer, but Jennifer is a taker. She's one of those type of people that likes to take. She just likes to do that. And I think what happens is when you have these one-sided friendships, so I think at this point, Needy was seeing the real Jennifer, the one with the attitude, the one that needs to be seen at all times. And within the time that Needy returns back to school, well, the next day, she sees Jennifer, and Jennifer looks amazing. Like, she looks put together. She looks good, clean, hair is flowing. She looks gorgeous. And Needy is wondering what the hell, because she saw this demon in her kitchen, vomiting, bloody. She's wondering what happened to her friend. So she had this concern. So she sits down and, Jennifer just has no type of concern for her whatsoever. She's just like, "Oh, you look terrible," because Needy's hands are all black because she was up all night scrubbing the floor. And Jennifer acts like nothing happened. So Needy at this time is trying to figure out, is she crazy? Did she see things that night? Did she really see a demon? But she knows she did see something because she has the evidence on her fingernails that she cleaned up all that black blood or vomit that was on the floor. So Needy goes about her day. She's talking to her boyfriend Chip and letting him know what happened. Chip is one of those sweet boyfriends that reassure. He thinks that his girlfriend probably needs some sleep, or she's tired, or maybe she hallucinated the whole thing. So he excuses it, and of course Needy is still trying to get to the bottom of what happened. So Jennifer is this demon. She's on the hunt. Every time she feeds, she drinks the blood from people. I've never seen her eat flesh. She just drinks blood. So she is on the prowl. Like, anytime she starts to deteriorate. And deteriorating means that I think her body is dead, so she has to keep it alive by reviving it with fresh blood. So she goes on the hunt for other people. There was this one jock that she unalived, and she seduced him first, and he was one of those type of kids that didn't really get it at first, but he got it. Towards the end, she took him out because she needed the blood. And I don't think it can be animal blood. I think it has to be human. So she is just devouring everything she sees. There's this one type of emo kid at the school. She invites him over, and this poor emo kid, he's played by Kyle Gallner. So this emo kid has this soft side for Jennifer. Like, he's all dark and gothy and artsy and stuff, but he really likes her. So he, went to an address that she gave him, which was an abandoned place. And I'm like, well, why would he think that Jennifer would meet him out here in some abandoned place? But he went anyway, typical teenager. She's a cute girl, so he figured that he would do anything. When he meets up with her, he thinks that he's going to recite his poetry and they're going to have a romantic night. No, he's pretty much a meal. And Jennifer, of course, makes him a meal. And you see the silhouette of her, like, eviscerating this poor kid and scooping up his blood and drinking it. So I don't think she eats flesh, like I said. I think she just drinks blood specifically, and I think she drinks it from the organs specifically. So as the movie keeps going, you see Jennifer just taking down people because she needs to keep that regimen going in order to stay whole and healthy looking. When she is weak, she is at her most vulnerable because she gets pale, her hair starts falling out, and she looks really sad and disgusting, honestly. So she has to keep this up. So Needy starts to notice that every time she gets sick or she starts looking disheveled, she'll come back looking better every time, and people were going missing at the school. So Needy was putting them together like, hey, I think Jennifer is possibly unaliving these folks. So Needy has to stop Jennifer at this point. Even if it means taking her off the map, she has to stop her friend from hurting other people. And Jennifer, it's prom coming up. They're excited for prom. And Jennifer is looking really, worn out because she needs to feed. So she puts on a lot of makeup to hide her pale, gaunt appearance. And she goes out stag for the night to go to this prom. And meanwhile, Needy is with Chip, and they're going to meet each other there. So while Chip is on his way to meet Needy, he's taking a long walk through a dark area. And I'm like, why are you out there, Chip? But country kids, hey, they do things. So he was out there, and Jennifer met up with him, and she's expressing, her feelings for Chip, which is weird. And he is, of course, gullible. She's cute. Of course, she's pushing herself up on him. And then Chip is like, I have a girlfriend, because of course he's with Needy, and it doesn't pan out well. So Jennifer takes him, kidnaps him, and they go to this old abandoned pool house, and they end up there. The pool is like gross. It's like an area that looks really sketchy and just gross and abandoned. So Jennifer is like holding him hostage here. Needy, of course, hears her poor boyfriend screaming for help, and she rushes to save her man. And when she gets there, poor Chip is like half conscious. He was bitten by Jennifer, and of course Jennifer was feeding on him. And Needy and Jennifer have this showdown, which I really liked in the movie. You see Jennifer, she's showing her power. She's able to more or less fly or levitate, and her and Needy are duking it out. Sadly, Chip doesn't make it. I guess Jennifer fed on him for too long and he lost too much blood. But he did tell Needy before he expired how much, he cared for her and that he was sorry, which I thought was so sad because I really didn't want to see Chip go. But, these type of movies, somebody has to be unalived. So after this happens, Needy now knows, she has full confirmation that Jennifer is a 100% demon. And she's no longer her friend. She has to take her down. So while this battle ensues, and after she was able to impale Jennifer, and Jennifer is still kind of weak, the fight really couldn't continue for so long. So Needy gets away, and of course Jennifer flees. So Needy started researching and found out more about Jennifer and how to unalive her. She found in these texts that Jennifer is weakest when she hasn't fed. So Needy waited patiently and then went after Jennifer when she knew she was pretty weak. So she went to her home and attacked Jennifer. She used a box cutter. They fought. Jennifer was floating off the bed. It was like this climactic scene where they were fighting, and Needy gets the best of Jennifer and stabs her in the heart. And that's the only way she could unalive Jennifer, and that at her most weakest, vulnerable moment. And just as she does so, they crash to the bed, and the mother sees Needy fleeing the scene. So sadly, Needy gets caught and she gets put in a mental institution for unaliving her friend. And while she's there, you see this crossover for her character becoming stronger, more aggressive, and you're wondering what exactly happened to her. Since Needy killed Jennifer, she got activated as some type of super demon slayer. So Needy begins to have some of the aspects of the demon, meaning that she has the strength and she can levitate. So she was able to levitate her way out of the mental institution, and she ran. Her main goal was to hunt down the people who did this to her best friend Jennifer. So within the movie, Needy was tracking the band Low Shoulder for the longest time. She was trying to find them. So everywhere they would go to tour, she would be there. And she was hunting them essentially because she wanted to get or enact revenge for what they did to her friend Jennifer. And of course, Needy unalived her friend because of this band that basically unalived Jennifer for her soul. So Needy went to track them down, and as the credits are starting to roll, which I liked, they were giving you teasers of what happened, and I really enjoyed these scenes because it was a bloody massacre. Needy went after these after the bandmates of Low Shoulder. They got their fame, they got everything they've ever wanted. They're rich, they're living it up, you know, popping bottles and in expensive hotels and exclusive places, and Needy came for them. Like, she really went in on them and she took them out. And I thought that was such a great revenge scene within the film because it gave satisfaction that they did not get away with doing this to her friend. And if you really think about the dynamic between the two, Needy needed Jennifer and Jennifer needed Needy, and it was not really a true friendship. It was more of a codependency. Needy needed Jennifer for her beauty and her popularity, and she was infatuated with her. And there was some instances there where you're wondering if they're attracted to each other because that's how it felt. But I think with Needy, she didn't have the self-esteem, she didn't have the courage, and she used that. She more or less was living vicariously through Jennifer. She would idolize her. So that was the type of relationship that Needy had with Jennifer. And Jennifer used Needy because she was just that. She was needy. She was attention seeking, or she was just falling all over Jennifer. She was fawning on her all the time. So I think that that's the type of dynamic or relationship that they had, and that's how they more or less used each other as friends. That's a fickle friendship, of course, but that's the type of dynamic that they had. It wasn't anything like, true where they would die for each other. Jennifer, I highly doubt would unalive herself for, or be unalived for Needy. But Needy would surely do that for Jennifer. And I think that that's the dynamic that they had between them. I really enjoyed this film because there were some funny moments, there were some sarcastic moments, and of course it's high schoolers, trying to go about their regular lives, and then there's this demon aspect that's thrown in there. So imagine a high school demon. I thought that was pretty cool. It gave me kind of Buffy vibes. It gives that feeling of like demon and slayer type thing. So I liked the whole aspect of that. I enjoyed the film. Again, I thought it was nicely done. I think Karen Kasuma did a good job with directing this film. It gave different views of society and how fame can corrupt people, because of course there's this conspiracy theory going around with Hollywood and them being demonic or selling their souls for fame. So I liked how it played upon that they were just this regular indie band that wanted this fame, and they were willing to do anything to be able to gain that fame and notoriety. And I thought that that was pretty cool. And of course, who doesn't like looking at Adam Brody? So he did a good job in that film too. I really like Megan Fox as an actress, although people would beg to differ. I think she was very good in the movie Jennifer's Body. Again, it's one of my favorites. And I also enjoyed her in the movie called Till Death on Netflix, where she plays a wife that gets caught up in some drama out in a remote area in a snowy town. It's crazy. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It has lots of suspense and psychological terror. Okay, so I'm guilty. You caught me. I like the song Through the Trees, okay? I can admit that. I'm a grown woman and I can like what I like. I really do like that. No, I really like that song. I really do. It's just something about it. It's kind of, addictive. I don't know. When I watch the movie, I sing along with the lyrics. Like, I think it was perfect for Adam Brody's emo indie band. But I really like that song. It's catchy. I shouldn't be embarrassed about this. I liked it, okay? Let me know in the comment section what horror movie that you can watch, you know, repeatedly and still have that same excitement every time you watch it. And if you've seen Jennifer's Body, let me know what you thought of the movie itself and this review. And let me know in the comment section what other things you'd like me to film, because I would definitely love to hear from you and what you have to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.